everyone was just having a good time, like normal stuff. So I just smiled, made a joke about how trashed the trailer got, and we had to get the manager, who started off furious that Johnny had wrecked the thing. And then he had this like black mesh not tank top, it was like a meshy kind of shirt on. And I remember he came into the trailer and looked around and was like, whoa, what happened here?
Blake Lively, once hailed as a fashion icon and Hollywood's golden girl, now finds herself drawing comparisons to Amber Heard 2.0. Is history repeating itself in Tinseltown's latest media storm? Tornado. Blake's meteoric rise mirrored a classic Hollywood fairy tale, adored by fans, praised for her flawless style, and admired for her picture-perfect life. But if Amber Heard's dramatic downfall taught us anything, it's that a carefully curated image can crumble overnight. Amber's highly publicized legal battles didn't just stain her reputation, they completely shattered it. Now, many are wondering, could Blake Lively be heading down the same path?
Whoa. And Johnny had an exchange with him. And I remember watching this man be so charmed. It was just a kind of a surreal experience. And, it just went away. That just got fixed. We walked out of the trailer at some point. My dog stepped on a bee. We went to the vet and went on with our, vacation. We actually went to another location after that, and then eventually went home and went about our life.
What began as a personal disagreement has now exploded into a global spectacle, one where every message, recording, and claim is dissected in real time. Social media has become the ultimate courtroom, transforming a private dispute into a full-blown cultural phenomenon. Now, Blake Lively stands at the edge of a similar precipice. Leaked texts, behind-the-scenes accusations, and whispers of manipulation have created a growing media storm, one eerily reminiscent of Amber Heard's very public downfall. Just like Amber, Blake's once polished public image is being torn apart by an audience hungry for drama. The parallels are impossible to ignore. Amber's story shifted from empowerment to a cautionary tale of scrutiny and collapse. And now Blake, once untouchable as Hollywood's golden girl, faces that same ruthless cycle of outrage, analysis, and endless memes. What makes this moment even more precarious is the speed at which narratives evolve in the digital age. The court of public opinion doesn't wait for facts. It moves with whoever shouts the loudest. And lately, Blake's critics are growing louder by the day. Could Blake Lively be heading toward the same fate as Amber Heard? The signs are there, and if she's not careful, Hollywood's sweetheart might find herself trapped in a media circus she can't escape. Blake's casting in It Ends With Us wasn't just another career move, it was a Hollywood power play. With Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift in her corner, Blake seemed unstoppable. But insiders claim she leveraged her A-list connections to secure creative control, something most actors can only dream of. Yet, with great power comes great scrutiny. Reports soon surfaced suggesting that Blake had allegedly sidelined Justin Baldoni, the film's director and creative force behind the project. Rumors point to Blake holding private screenings without his involvement, a serious breach of professionol courtesy. Even Colleen Hoover, who once championed Justin, appeared to shift her allegiance toward Blake's camp. Critics argue these weren't bold moves, they were calculated. And that narrative has ignited backlash from both fans and industry insiders. Instead of cementing her image as a powerful, multifaceted force in Hollywood, Blake is now being painted as overreaching and manipulative. In the court of public opinion, the very influence that once lifted her up may now be tearing her image apart. Because in Hollywood, one misstep can echo louder than the brightest spotlight, and for Blake, those echoes are becoming deafening. The receipts are in, and they don't paint a pretty picture. Leaked texts and voice memos have sent shockwaves through Hollywood, casting doubt on Blake's claims and flipping the entire narrative. In one leaked memo, she's reportedly heard demanding edits and reshoots, in a tone far from the vulnerability she once portrayed publicly. As the curtain of celebrity privacy lifts, the world is left wondering, is Blake Lively the victim of a smear campaign, or the architect of her own downfall?
Hey, Justin, not trying to bug you, but that playlist you sent me was good. So I was just checking in again about possibly seeing the dailies because, oh my God, Ryan and Taylor loved the clips you sent me. So I was hoping to see if I could just get in there really quick and see a few of the other shots and see if I could give you some of my thoughts on them. Just let me know.
It's calculated, assertive, and some argue controlling. Another leaked message allegedly shows Blake Lively pushing for even more creative control, suggesting her involvement in It Ends With Us went far beyond what she's publicly admitted. These exchanges clash sharply with her earlier claims of being undermined and harassed on set. But the most damning revelations? They come from Blake's own words that appear to dismantle her carefully crafted victim narrative. In one leaked conversation, Blake is reportedly heard dismissing the intimacy coordinator's role, despite her longtime public advocacy for safe and respectful filming environments. The contradiction is glaring, and fans are taking notice. For many, these revelations draw uncomfortable parallels to Amber Heard's infamous recordings, which flipped public perception in an instant. Just as those tapes revealed a side of Amber that clashed with her courtroom image, Blake's messages are now being dissected as evidence of a calculated power play. Once celebrated as Hollywood's golden girl, Blake Lively now finds herself standing on dangerously thin ice. In the court of public opinion, there's no need for unanimous judgment, just enough leaked messages to destroy trust. For a star who built her career on charm, elegance, and likability, these leaks have become a PR nightmare of epic proportions. Hollywood loves a hero, but it loves tearing one down even more. And Blake Lively's fall from grace is quickly becoming a masterclass in how fast public opinion can turn in the digital age. What started as whispers, a leaked text here, a controversial demand there, has erupted into a full-blown social media firestorm. Platforms like TikTok and X, formerly Twitter, are flooded with side-by-side comparisons between Blake and Amber Heard. Memes, hashtags, and viral breakdowns have turned Blake into the internet's newest obsession. Clips of her past interviews about female empowerment are now being contrasted with leaked audio suggesting she sidelined Justin Baldoni, the film's director. Screenshots of glowing praise from Colleen Hoover are circulating alongside rumors that Blake's behavior allegedly pushed Hoover to delete her Instagram. The backlash has been relentless. Fans once enchanted by Blake's elegance are now questioning her authenticity, and the speed of this shift is dizzying. Her polished public image, built on grace, wit, and effortless charm, is now under siege. And while the jury is still out on her true role in this unfolding saga, the court of public opinion has already delivered its verdict. Blake is no longer untouchable. From red carpets to courtroom comparisons, the question now looms large. Can Blake Lively survive the fallout? She's at a crossroads, and every move forward carries risk. Will she choose the classic Hollywood route, a public apology, a carefully crafted interview, and a charitable redemption arc? Or will she retreat from the spotlight, letting the storm pass in silence? Either choice comes with consequences. Stay silent, and the narrative spirals beyond her control. Speak up, and the backlash could grow even louder. The fallout doesn't stop with Blake. Her brand, built on relatability and warmth, is now hanging by a thread. Projects tied to her name face mounting scrutiny. Even her powerful Hollywood relationships, with Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds, could feel the strain. And then comes the legacy question. Will this be a temporary stumble, or the defining scandal of her career? Amber Heard's story proved how a single narrative can eclipse an entire body of work. And now, Blake stands dangerously close to repeating that same history. Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the stakes have never been higher.